strong in faith.
Faith can move mountains. Radio Maria, 91.3 FM.
The voice of truth.
Hi, everyone. How have you been? Oh, it's good to be here once again, and it's good to have you here on your favorite talk show, Life Essential Talk, where we talk about marriage, where we talk about parenting, family values and relationships, as well as fundamental life lessons. Well, I am your host, Uche Chukwuma. I'm alone today. My co host is unavoidably absent. She's still held up somewhere. All right. So last week was beautiful. We had wonderful topics. We talked about ovarian and cervical cancer, as well as parent teacher relationship. We had engaging guests that told us all we needed to know. I hope you listened. I hope you really listened and took something significant. Well, today is another beautiful, blessed day. We have an interesting topic to engage in, and that is modeling good behaviors for your children. Very important. Very important. Modeling good behaviors for your children. Well, we have to take this after this musical break and go dive right into our conversation for today. Don't go anywhere. Hi everyone, welcome back to Radio Maria 91.3 FM, the voice of truth. Well, our topic today is modeling good behaviors for our children. Very interesting and very, very important. Our children, our God-given children. You know, parents, guardians, caregivers can take up diverse roles such as teacher, motivator, entertainer, and so on. But the most important role by far is your responsibility to be a role model to your children. You know, these children, they do more of what they see than what they hear. You can tell them something. See, Uche, don't do this. Don't do that. They will listen. But if they see you doing that same thing, they will do it. If they see you trying out that same thing that you told them not to do, they will do it. So you have to be very careful of what you do before your children. You have to be very careful. I know we're all human beings. You can consciously or unconsciously do certain, convey certain behaviors before your children. But you have to be very careful. If you do it unconsciously, one day you see your child doing such a thing. All you have to do is to correct that child, yes, by talking and also doing the right thing. So you have to be very, very careful. And there is something you have to learn. You have to keep at the back of your mind. Children are like sponges. They're like sponges. They soak everything around them. So if you want your children to be wonderful, to be great, you have to start by being good role models to them, role models to your children. I can give you an example of what happened to me, actually. Like I said, no human is perfect. I went to the kitchen, I got out a bottle of water. I didn't know my daughter was there anyway. So I opened it up and gulped the water. I know it's wrong. It's wrong. So my daughter saw me. I didn't know she was there till I turned and I saw her sitting behind me. I said, "Oh, please don't do this." So she said, "No, mommy, I won't do it. I won't do it." I said, "Please don't do this. It's wrong. See, okay, see." I tried to make it right by taking the bottle, trying to tell her that the bottle is now my own bottle of water. She agreed. But do you know I caught my daughter doing that same thing? I caught her gulping water from the bottle, something I told her not to do. And she agreed very well. She agreed not to do such a thing. So, like I said, when you tell them things, they listen. They really listen. But you have to be careful of what you do before them because they will listen or might not do it only when they see you. Now, assuming a child is told to be respectful by his parents and your child sees you being disrespectful, what do you think would happen with that child? That child will also be disrespectful. If you're the type of person that talks, if you see someone, you talk disrespectfully to that person, or you're with your child in your car, you curse people out there as you're driving by, you're cursing, you're abusing people in front of your child, what do you think will happen? That child will do the same thing, will behave the same way. Because they look up to us, parents, guardians, caregivers. We are like a regular presence in their lives. So when you do those things and think that they won't emulate you, you're just joking because they will definitely imitate you. So you have to be careful of what you do and what you say. And like I said, children believe that their parents can never be wrong. Yes. Kids at this time, they believe that no, my parents can never be wrong. Until they get to a stage where they can start thinking independently. And they will say, okay, my parents can be wrong. But till then, please, you have to do the right thing. Behave the right way. Talk sensibly. Talk respectfully. Talk the way a respectful person should talk. You don't open your mouth and say anything you want. You don't behave anyhow in front of your child. If you want your child to be of good manners, show the manners. You don't stick your finger into your nose and expect your child not to stick his or her finger into her nose. How? It will definitely happen. It will definitely happen. That is why it's very important for parents, for guardians, for caregivers to be role models to their children, to children to kids under their care. If you are the type of parent that eats whatever you see, and every day you preach to your child, eat well, eat well, eat well, eat vegetables, eat fruits, and you don't take those things, what do you expect will happen? Your child will not eat any vegetable. Your child will not take any fruit. And those things are very important. Those things that they need, those things for healthy living. So it's very, very important, fundamental for parents to do the right thing so that your children will emulate the right thing. And they will never give up. They will never give up good behavior you taught them in practice. They will never give it up. They will never forget it. It will always be there in their head. Like if you are the kind of parent you're always let's say you're always reading good books, your child will love to read good books because he or she has seen you doing that. So the child will want to do those things that her mommy or her daddy does. Or if you're always you're always doing something wrong, you're always gossiping. Let me use the word gossiping with your friends, criticizing people, saying also a whole lot of nonsense about people. Your child will take it up and talk like that when he or she gets to the school, gets to his or her school. Or if you're the type you're always drinking so many bottles of alcohol, smoking, whatever, your child will do the same thing. So please, do the right thing. Be role models to your children. Well, let's take this musical break. And when we return, we shall continue with this very interesting topic. Don't go anywhere. Hello, welcome back to Radio Maria, the voice of truth. Still on Life Essential Talk, your favorite talk show. We're still on modeling good behaviors for your children, being role models to your children. Now, let's consider these scenarios. Like I said earlier, parents can model certain behaviors to their children consciously or unconsciously. Now, let's consider these scenarios. A mother tells her friend that she's driving. Maybe she gets a call and the friend asks her, "Where are you? I want to come over." She said, "No. She's going somewhere, or she's on her way to somewhere." But do you know what? She's seated in her living room watching television with her son. What do you think the mother is modeling before her son? She is modeling dishonesty. Now you're always arguing and fighting with your spouse. Fighting, beating, doing wrestling all the time with your spouse, looking for who will be the winner. Do you know what you're modeling before your children? Violence. Violence. So when they grow up and fight their spouses, don't complain because they got it from you. They learned it from you. So you have to learn how to settle matters with your husband. Do not fight, abuse, curse your spouse in front of your children because you are modeling violence, rudeness, all types of unethical things. Now let's look at this. You tell your kids to treat everyone with respect. Oh, Uche, you have to be respectful. Oh, Shegun, you have to be respectful. Oh, Bola, you have to be respectful. But you make critical comments about other people behind their backs. What do you think you're modeling before? And you do all this before your children, or in front of your children. What do you think you're modeling? You are modeling disrespectfulness and rudeness. So like I said, you have to be careful. The number one responsibility of any parent, guardian, caregiver is to model these children into respectful, is it only respectful? Responsible adults. That is your number one rule. And if you don't get it right, honestly, what should I say? You have failed. Do your best and leave the rest for God. So let's continue with these scenarios. A parent tells her son to stop putting his fingers in his mouth. But whenever she's nervous, she bites her fingernails. And her son sees this and says, What do you think she's modeling? Bad habit. And you want your children to inculcate good habits. Where will they learn it from? Where will they learn it from? You want your child to always say please whenever he asks for something. But whenever you ask something from him, you drag it from his hands. Give me that thing, Joe. Okay, now. The child will still do the same thing to another person. The child will still say, give me that thing, Joe, to another person. But you want your child to say please. You want your child to say thank you when he or she receives something from someone. And anytime you take something from your child, you drag it from your child as if you're dragging it from whoever. You can't say, okay, thank you, Shegun. Thank you, Bola. Thank you, darling. Thank you, honey. Whatever name you call your child. Just, no, you shouldn't do that. What, do you know what you're modeling? Bad behavior, bad habit. Now, a mother tells her daughter to be kind to others, but she yells at a store clerk. She yells, okay, let me use field attendant. She yells at the field attendant in front of her child. But you want your child to be, okay, respectful and kind, but you're always yelling at people. You're yelling, talking, anyhow you like. in front of your child and you think you're being smart. You think you're being sharp, sharp woman. You're just bringing yourself down in front of your child. Because when the child starts thinking independently, he or she will now understand the kind of woman you really are. So you need to be careful. And when you do that, you're modeling unfriendliness, you're modeling rudeness. Yeah, people can be quite offensive. People can be annoying when you go out there. But when you are with your child, there are certain ways you can handle it. You can still talk, you can still convey your message to whoever without being saucy. You can say, yes, someone can be saucy to you, but when you're with your child, you can still be on top of that matter without showing the negative side of talking to someone. You can do that as long as your child is there. And when things like this happen, you explain. If you go along yelling and shouting, you got so angry, like I said, no one is perfect. You can always explain to your child that I behaved like this because of this, so that the child will understand. And next time you behave well, the child will still learn from it. Now, I've said this before. A mother tells her children that they should eat healthily, but she eats everything she sees. I'm using a mother now. She eats everything she sees. Do you know what you're modeling? Gluttony and dissatisfaction. That is what you are modeling. Some of us eat anything, everything, never satisfied. What is it for? We have cases of different diseases now. You can see a young person dying at a very early stage. And sometimes it could be what we ate. It could be the type of things we eat. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. Now, a father smokes cigarette. While he has a cigarette in his hand, he tells his kids, smoking is unhealthy. Do not smoke. He smokes weed, enjoying the whole thing. And he'll call the child, Emeka, don't take this thing, no. Don't take it, I'm warning you. What do you think? Emeka will look at him very well and say, okay, daddy. Okay. Then when you're not there, the child will pick up that habit. What are you modeling? Bad habit. And parents tell their children to be generous with what they have, with the less privilege, yet they never make donations. They never get involved in any sort of charity or volunteer work. Or you want your child to be generous, you want your child to share things with less privilege, but you never do anything to show your child how to go into such things, how to do such things. You are modeling uncharitable life. Uncharitable life. So be careful. Be careful of the things you do. Because if you do them, your children will pick the whole thing up. And I'm sure that is not how you want to train your children. Train them well so that you'll be happy with who they turned out to be. Train them well. Don't give excuses. Yes, children can move out, meet other people, but when they remember where they're coming from, when they remember what you taught them, what they saw you doing, honestly, they will get back to it. They will get back. I say, no, I was not trained like this. Let me give you another example. I called my daughter. She's in school. I called her. She didn't pick. But I saw her online, so I got a bit worried. I called her again. She didn't pick. So I was like, okay, you're online. Are you supposed to be with your phone? Then later on, when she picked, I asked her, why didn't you pick your phone? She said, Mommy, no. She tried to explain certain things. But there's something she said that really got to me. She said, why won't I pick your call? That's her phone. She actually calls her phone calculator. I don't know where we are going to get money to buy another phone for her. She calls her phone calculator. That is not a good phone. So she said she has not been receiving calls. That I might call, and call, she won't get it. So that was why she couldn't pick my call at that time, that she didn't know I called. But like I said, there was something she said. She said, Mommy, why won't I pick your call? Is that how you trained me? I kept quiet and I was happy. I said, yes, at least I did something right. I have done something right and I'm still doing things that are right. So, your primary job as a parent is to mold these beautiful, precious gifts into kind, respectful, honest, caring people. And the easiest way to do all this is to be role models to them. All right, let's take a musical break to return shortly. Don't go anywhere. Stay there. Bad Habits Get to You by Ed Sheeran. Bad habits get to your children if you don't show them the right thing to do. Welcome back to Radio Maria 91.3 FM, the voice of truth. Please pardon me. Well, we are still on Life Essential Talk, talking about modeling good behaviors for your children. Well, it's time for me to open the phone line. Call us on or call me. I'm not used to being alone. Call me on 081 084 47518. The number again, 081 084 47518. You can send SMS or you send your messages via WhatsApp. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear the good behaviors you are modeling for your children. I would love to hear your experience with your children and also the bad behaviors you have modeled for your children. All right, so let's continue with this topic in modeling good behaviors for your children. You know, it can be challenging at times, but you need to show them the good ropes. Don't get tired. Don't get overwhelmed. You just have to do it. You just have to do it. And like I said earlier, you are the person they look up to. You are the person they look up to. So if they don't learn the right thing, okay, hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, I can hear you. What's your name? Hello, I can hear you. Okay, I think we have lost that call. Call us back, call me back. Okay, like I said, it can be challenging at times, but you need to show them the ropes and have a good time while doing it. You shouldn't be overwhelmed with what your children do. Have a good time showing them the good ropes. Help them to be who you want them to be. You can't be by the side. You can't be by the side. You can't just be in front only or at the back only. You have to be everywhere. So why did you go on having children? Why are you taking care of children if you won't do the right thing by them? You have to show them what you want them to learn. It's not just by talking. Now, I have this beautiful poem by Dorothy Law Nolt. She said, if children live with criticism, they learn to condemn. If children live with criticism, they always see you criticizing, they learn to condemn. If children live with hostility, the environment is not conducive, the environment is always hostile. That's how they feel, they learn to fight. Sometimes you hear of children always fighting in school. Sometimes you hear of children bullying others. That's what they get from their homes. They always see their parents fighting. They always see their brothers fighting, sisters, older ones fighting. The home is not stable for them. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? You're who? Faith. Okay, nice to have you on the show. Okay. Thank you so much. That's nice. Thank you. Okay, why do you say the modern parents? Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's true. I said it's true. Yes, when you spank other people's children, yes, it's true. Mm. Mm. Are you a teacher? Okay. Mm. Mm. Yes. Yes. Okay. Nice. Okay. The positives. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. That's good. Okay. Thank you so much, Faith, for that contribution. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please keep on listening. All right. Okay. So you heard her. I hope she listened to our last program, which was parent-teacher relationship. We'll still go back to that topic one of these days. Okay, so um, okay, there's another caller on the line. Hello, hello, good evening. How are you today? Hello, how are you today? Hello, I can hear you. Good evening there. How are you today? Okay, what's your name and where are you calling from? Cletus Mary Joseph. Beautiful. I've not heard of this name before. Cletus Mary Joseph. That's a beautiful name. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
I look at the way the teachers, more especially head teacher and others, the management
Okay.
treat the parent, no matter what the pupil did to a teacher, you don't have right to even raise a voice to the
Yes,
pupil.
because the
They will
children
turn
are
a
always
complaint
right.
against you. You can even hello,
Hello, I can hear you.
okay. So with that, you see the community when they come back to the community to their fellow children like them, the way they will be treating them, they will like I am above you as for all anything I did to you, I have someone to back me up. So those kind of people are hard to control in
Okay.
the other side of it.
Okay.
So that's what I have to say.
Okay. Thank you, Cletus. Thank you for that contribution. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yes. I let me talk about that a little. Just like he said, when you get to certain schools, children are always right. No matter what they do, they are always right. What you're also teaching them the wrong thing because you're thinking of the money the parents bring into the school. So you don't caution the children any longer. But do you know what? Personally, if I have to take my child to such a school, I won't because there is no discipline there. I prefer a school that is bent on doing the right thing. I'm not saying you should flog the hell out of that child or beat the child to stupor. There are other ways you can punish a child. You can make a child realize that what he or she has done is wrong or what he or she is doing is wrong. But anyway, let me not digress. We'll talk about that next time. Okay, like I was saying before, there's this poem I so much love by Dorothy Law. If children live with fear, they learn to be apprehensive. The home should be conducive. There should be love. For goodness sake, there should be love in the home. You shouldn't bring out these children. You shouldn't allow these children to be in a non-conducive environment. They will grow up thinking that that's how a home should be. They will always be apprehensive. So if children live with fear, they learn to be apprehensive. So make your home beautiful for these children to grow well. If children live with pity, they learn to feel sorry for themselves. If children live with ridicule, they learn to feel shy. If children are always ridiculed, they're always ridiculed, they learn to feel shy. If children live with jealousy, they learn to feel envy. If children live with shame, they learn to feel guilty. I so much love this poem. If children live with encouragement, they learn confidence. If children live with tolerance, they learn patience. When you're with your child, do all you can to encourage your child. If a child cannot do certain things, help the child to understand that he or she can do it. Encourage that child. You can even start it. Do you know there's something else I do at my home? I always tell my children, do your chores, do your chores, do your chores. Do you know what I do sometimes? I'll get up and start doing something in the home. This shows that they don't have any excuse of doing their chores when they wake up in the morning. I still sweep. I still mop because I want them to learn. I still bend down to sweep. I do certain things in the house. I don't just sit back and tell them, do this, do that, do. I do them. And when they see me doing them, they know that there is no excuse. They have to do all this. That is how it should be. It shouldn't be on a daily basis, you as a parent, but if you're free, do all these, and your children will learn. They will know that there is no excuse. They have to do their chores every morning or whenever. You don't just sit back and allow them to do whatever they like. Sometimes you have to lead them, and they will definitely follow you. Now, let's continue with the poem. It's quite lengthy. If children live with praise, they learn appreciation. Okay, I have another caller on the line. Hello. Hello. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, I can hear you. What's your name? Oh, so sorry. Please call back. And I was hearing her so very well. Okay. So, if children live with praise, they learn appreciation. Okay, hello. 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 What's your name?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
Good evening.
Good evening. Please, what's your name?
I'm calling.
Your promise.
Yes,
Okay. Nice to have you on the show.
thank you so much.
Okay.
And I'm listening to your program this evening about home learning of home manners.
Yes. Modeling good
And what?
behaviors for your children.
Okay,
Okay.
definitely. What I just want to contribute about learning something in the home for children.
Okay, please do so.
It's not about what they receive from their parents.
Okay.
For example, some parents don't give their children the life that they're supposed to learn. Some
Yes.
children definitely learn outside,
Yes.
like the kind of speed and the kind of talk that children also they talk. Listen to the other word that you say that you copy your daughter something like that, and your daughter says that is not what I learned from.
Yes.
There are some kind of parents that in the home they pretend to be a good mother or a good father, but
Sure.
outside they don't develop that kind of habit of character. So what I'm trying to say that children nowadays they learn so fast. They
Yes.
learn so very very fast, and there are some children that are so wise. They know the right thing and they know the wrong thing to do.
Exactly.
So for a good home develop from the character of the parents or the character of the father.
Mm.
The children also develop that kind of character.
Yes.
There are some little children that they like to do what their mother did in the kitchen. Let's use example from home. Mother that should cook food every day. A little child or a little his child or baby boy, they will like to do that in their mother is doing.
Exactly.
They will be like some parents, they are the one that will push their children. No, don't come to the kitchen. No, go back. But no. But that child wanted to learn, but the parents pushed that child away.
Exactly.
Some parents, some children will tell you, my mom don't allow me to learn
Mm.
because they want to give the best to their children, which is not so. So this program is really okay. So we should go ahead and tell the parents that they should at least teach their children the right thing. What
Exactly.
they're supposed to do at the right time.
True. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Promise.
much.
Thank you. Thank you for this contribution. Thank you. Please keep on listening. All right, so let's take a musical break to return in a few minutes. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Radio Maria, the voice of truth. We're still on Life Essential Talk, talking about modeling good behaviors for your children. While I was actually on the poem by Dorothy Law, let me quickly finish it. Now, if children live with acceptance, they learn love. If children live with approval, they learn to like themselves. If children live with recognition, they learn it's good to have a goal. If children live with generosity, if children live with sharing, they'll learn generosity. Wow, I told you, it's a wonderful poem. Now, let's look at how to encourage good behavior in children. Let's take this. Now, this means giving your child attention when they behave well, not only when they do something wrong. My child one day said to me, Mommy, why is it that anytime I do something good, you don't commend me? But when I do something wrong, you start shouting from there. Why? Children of nowadays, just like Promise said, they are very wise. They are very wise. She noted that and told me that to my face, Mommy. Anyway, she said that to me when I was in a good mood. Not when I was in a, I would have, let me not say slap. I would have slapped her. Oh. This is Nigeria. Anyway, she said, why is it that whenever I do something right, you don't commend me? But when I do wrong, hey, nobody will hear anything. That was when I got to realize that yes, if you want to encourage good behavior in your child, you have to commend your child when he or she does something, does something right. Now, another one is, and that's what I have been saying, be a role model. However you want your child to behave that way. Your child will grab it. Your child will grab all the behaviors with both hands, and you'll be proud of what you have done. Show your child how you feel. It's not just flogging. Honestly, it's not just flogging. There are other ways to help your child to do good, to keep on doing right. You tell your child how you feel. If your child does something wrong, call that child to your side. Tell him or her that you don't like what he or she did. Talk truthfully, honestly to that child. Speak to that child's conscience, honestly, and the child will apologize. I keep on using myself. I don't know who else to use. My son does that. Sometimes he will lie. And when I speak to him, I say, come. When I discover it, I'll call him and say, I didn't like that. I will speak to his conscience. I will say, Mommy, sorry, I will not do it again. And he tries not to lie again. So that's another tip for good behavior. Then another one is get down to your child's level. Being close to your child helps your child focus on what you are saying about their behavior. It can be on your high horse. I hope that's how they say it. And you're talking to your child. You have to bring down your child to that child's level. Be childlike, sort of. And let your child understand certain things, certain behaviors that you want him or her to inculcate. You can't be there speaking all the grammar, speaking everything, but you have to bring yourself down to that child's level. That's help the child to understand in his or her own language. Help the child to understand using certain examples. Help the child understand, and you see the child sticking to that good behavior that you want him to stick to. Another thing is listen actively. Listen actively to your child. When your child tries to explain certain things to you, please listen. Listen. Do not push aside whatever your child says. Always listen. Listening actively is also is a good behavior. And when you teach your child to listen actively, the child will definitely do that. Hello. Hello, beautiful evening to you. Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, Radio Maria.
Good
I'm calling
evening.
from Lume.
Okay, nice to have you on the show. What's your name?
My name is Victor.
Victor.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's hear you.
I just the last word I tell. Some parents don't listen to their children, which is very, very true. You know, like children that they love play. If a parent can listen to his child or
Yes.
their children, like in the neighborhood, like some children come along, come together to play with their children.
Mhm.
If a parent or if a woman in the house stay close to those children, like listening to their
Exactly.
conversation,
Actively.
like just like it's not as if that children play a lot, but the thought that comes from their mouth is very important.
Mm.
Let me just say a woman or let me say a home that have valor, like a woman should just say, ask me. Sometimes, like sometimes it's just like I know it's less I think it's not as bad for instance, I don't let your children tell you.
Okay.
Try to listen to their words. Like coming to their house.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
some children
the line is really
children will
breaking at
like
this time. Okay, I can hear
tell
you now.
their children will like tell their mothers the things that they hear outside.
Yes.
But the woman will like shut up, go inside. I don't want to do no. Maybe they are trying to say something that is
Something.
not good or something
Something.
that is
True.
good.
Mm-hmm.
But that thing that you call them off, they will say it. They will learn that behavior. They will learn that kind of thing.
Yes.
So it's very, very important for a woman or a man to actually have time for their children, play along with them, let them learn from them, also let them learn from you.
Exactly.
Like some family don't have time with their children. A mother don't have time for his children, whether they are playing, whether they are no, it's not like that. So I feel like this conversation this evening is very good and very, very good. I love that. I wish a lot of people should listen to this.
True.
Children are very, very important.
Very
They learn
important.
so fast.
Okay.
Their education of thinking is very, very so good.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much too for that contribution. Thank you. Well, well, well. We are wrapping it up at this time. Time is no longer at my side, at our side. I would have loved to talk so much more. Well, we have come to the end of this very interesting topic, modeling good behaviors for your children. Thank you so much, dear listeners, for staying with me. Thank you for your wonderful contributions. Please keep on listening. Keep on listening. If you don't listen, I won't be here. Who will I be talking to? Okay, so please, we're going to have something like this, another interesting topic on Wednesday by 6:30 p.m. Same station. Please don't forget. Keep in touch. All right, so see you on Wednesday. Bye from Uche. Bye.